In the early days of Islam, when the Ummah was still united under the companions of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a storm began to rise from within. A group appeared, not from outside enemies, but from among the Muslims themselves. They prayed, they fasted, and they recited the Quran as normal Muslims do. But there was something that wasn't normal about them. Something about them was deeply wrong. These were the Khawarij. Let us know today who the Khawarij were and how they are still present among us. The story begins during the time of Ali ibn Abi Talib, radiallahu anhu. When Uthman ibn Affan, radiallahu anhu, died, the Muslim world was thrown into chaos. A major conflict broke out between Ali, radiallahu anhu, and Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, radiallahu anhu. This conflict was majorly based on the dispute over the elimination of Uthman, radiallahu anhu. Muawiyah, radiallahu anhu, wanted Ali, radiallahu anhu, to punish the perpetrators responsible for Uthman, radiallahu anhu's death as soon as possible, while Ali, radiallahu anhu, was of the opinion that stability in the Muslim Ummah should be achieved first and punishment for the perpetrators can be done afterwards. This dispute later exacerbated and turned into a physical battle between the two Sahabas. That battle is named the Battle of Siffin. To avoid bloodshed, both sides agreed to arbitration, but a group from Ali, radiallahu anhu's own army, rejected this decision. They shouted, "Judgment belongs to Allah alone." And with that slogan, they broke away. This is why they were called Khawarij, those who exit or those who rebel. Notice how their first slogan was before they exited the army of Ali, radiallahu anhu. It may appear to anyone reading about them or present at that time how much devoted they all are to Allah. But this was not the truth. They had just created the most extreme group disguised as a religious organization. Their understanding of religion was extreme and dangerous. According to them, whoever didn't have the same understanding of religion as they had were all disbelievers or takfir. They rebelled against Muslim rulers as they thought that the rulers have abandoned Islam, and they also considered eliminating Muslims who were not a part of their sect as permissible. These traits are clearly documented. They were known for declaring Muslims as non-Muslims and shedding their blood. They believed that if a Muslim commits a major sin, he is no longer a Muslim. If anyone disagrees with them, then he is their enemy, and if one doesn't join them, their blood is also halal. And this is where the danger truly began. The Khawarij were not ignorant in worship. In fact, they were known for intense devotion. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, described them as people whose prayer would make your prayer seem small, and people who recite Quran, but it does not go beyond their throats. Ali ibn Abi Talib, radiallahu anhu, said, "I heard Allah's Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, saying, near the end of time, a people will emerge, young in age and ignorant in intellect. They will speak with the best statements of creation, and they will recite the Quran, but it will not reach beyond their throats. They will go through and out of the religion, just as an arrow goes through its target." This means that they displayed outward piety, but had a corrupted understanding, and soon their corrupted ideology turned into violence. They began perceiving Ali, radiallahu anhu, as the root cause of all the problems that the Ummah were facing. Along with Ali, radiallahu anhu, they also perceived Muawiyah, radiallahu anhu, and Amr ibn al-As, radiallahu anhu, as being the main forces behind all tensions and unrest in the society at that time. Ali, radiallahu anhu, countered their accusations by stating that their slogan was a word of truth by which is intended falsehood. Yet all they didn't pay heed to any of the statements of Ali, radiallahu anhu, although Ali, radiallahu anhu, was their caliph at that point in time. Sooner, these Kharijites began to think that eliminating these individuals would solve the problem. And this was where they all finalized a day to carry out their evil plans. 3 of the Kharijites, namely Al-Buraq ibn Abdullah or Al-Nazzal ibn Amir, Amr ibn Bakr al-Tamimi, or Umar ibn Bukair or Zadawai and Ibn Muljim, were assigned to eliminate Muawiyah, Amr ibn al-As and Ali, may Allah be pleased with them all, respectively. On January 26, 661, as Ali, radiallahu anhu, arrived at the mosque to conduct the morning prayer, Ibn Muljim attacked and wounded him on the crown of his head with a poisoned sword, either during the prayer or as he entered the mosque for Fajr. Ibn Muljim had also convinced Shabib ibn Bujra and Wardan ibn al-Mujallid, 2 more Kharijites, to assist him in carrying out the plot. In contrast to Ibn Muljim, these 2 missed Ali, radiallahu anhu, with their swords and escaped, only to be apprehended and executed. Prior to his demise, Ali, radiallahu anhu, asked that Ibn Muljim be killed only if Ali, radiallahu anhu, passed away from his injuries. If not, he would just be imprisoned for his crime and not put to death. However, Hassan, radiallahu anhu, put Ibn Muljim to death after Ali died from his wounds a few days later. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, had already predicted that Ali, radiallahu anhu, would be attacked in the head, leading to his martyrdom, and that the attacker would be the most miserable person on the planet. Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, said, "The most wretched of the earlier people was the one who hamstrung the she-camel of Salih, and the most wretched of the later people is the one who will strike you here." And he pointed to the head of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And thus the 4th Caliph of Islam, the beloved of our Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the one among the 10 who were promised Jannah, the one who was among the first ones to accept Islam, and the one who took part in nearly every battle alongside Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, was eliminated by the one who thought he was a better and more righteous Muslim than Ali, radiallahu anhu, was. Indeed, Ibn Muljim was one of the worst, most wretched people in the history of the world. This demonstrates that religion, when used as a tool for extremism, leads to much more chaos and bloodshed than the world can even imagine. The Khawarij were not just rebels, they followed a pattern, a mindset. They labeled entire communities as non-Muslim due to their sins or disagreements. They read and even memorized the entire Quran, but they applied the verses incorrectly. They believed any ruler who made mistakes is a disbeliever. Hence, his life is halal to be taken away. Instead of targeting enemies of the Ummah, they attack their own Ummah, and most importantly, they believe they alone are on truth, and they alone are the rightly guided ones. Now comes the most important question. Are the Khawarij gone? The answer is a clear no. Their ideology still exists. Throughout history and even now, we have witnessed the rise of such individuals and groups who have brought both shame and misery to the entire Ummah. They have been defining and battling Muslim communities as disbelievers since their beginning, and their greatest victims have been Muslims themselves. Their excessive actions have prompted Western media to utilize this as a powerful propaganda tool to convince the world that this is how all Muslims are, resulting in widespread Islamophobia. They are harming not only the Muslim areas where they reside, but also Muslims worldwide. This is not just history, this is a warning. Because the Khawarij didn't begin as villains, they began as people who wanted justice. They were among the ones who were first standing with and supporting Ali, radiallahu anhu. But later, they became the worst enemies of him. But without knowledge, without wisdom, and without humility, they became the very source of oppression. The lesson is powerful. Not everyone who speaks in the name of Islam represents Islam. Not everyone who quotes the Quran understands it, and not every so-called fighter is on the path of truth. The Khawarij remind us, extremism doesn't start with weapons, it starts with misunderstanding the deen. So ask yourself, are we following Islam with knowledge or just emotion? Are your scholars among those who are busy labeling other Muslim groups as disbelievers? Are your Muslim leaders' actions harming the Muslim Ummah rather than benefiting it? Any group that promotes divisions among the Ummah in the name of religion today belongs to the Khawarij. May Allah give us all a better understanding of Islam. May Allah accept the martyrdom of Ali radiallahu anhu. Amin.